See, I'm a fighter, so I can tell you when you get punished like that.
Yeah, I was there ringside watching the fight.
It takes a few
it was
years
different.
out of you. Don't see the years right now, but it sort of takes something out of that person going forward.
And I've seen Errol in the gym, and I saw him amongst the people Saturday, man, and it just made me feel good, bro, for him to get that love that he was supposed to get and to see Errol Spence back around the fight game.
Oh, yeah, Errol Spence. Yeah, Errol Spence is back. He back. He ain't the big fish no more. Nah, not the big fish no more, man. But you know, the one thing that I'm looking at and I analyze him and I'm looking at his ass, I'm like, his eyes do look better.
Years of silence, and now Errol Spence Jr. is stepping back into the fire. Weight class, a new trainer, and a dangerous fight overseas. The comeback of a legend, or the final gamble of the big fish. We dive in. Tell us which city you're watching from tonight. Like, subscribe, and share our channel to stay updated with the latest and up-to-date boxing news.
Errol the True Spence is back! I cannot believe. Hold on! Errol Spence is back versus Tim Tszyu. Come July, and Tim Tszyu, according to Mike Coppinger, is going to have a tune-up. You know the big fish does no big tuna. The big fish does no tuna. Errol the True Spence is back, and listen.
With Spence, you don't know what's left. You know, he's not looked very good, so it might be one of those cases where you're catching him at the right time. But then again, Spence may feel that about Tszyu as well, right?
Yeah.
You might catch him at the right time. It's one of those things where the matchup makes sense because both guys might be catching one another at the right time.
It's been close to 3 years since we last saw Errol Spence Jr., known as the Big Fish, step through the ropes. And for many fans, the final image still lingers, and it's not a good one. Everyone remembers what went down in July 2020. That harsh, one-sided breakdown delivered by Terence Crawford had the entire boxing world questioning whether Spence's run at the top was finished. Since that night, nothing but quiet. No comeback fights, no simple money grabs, just a long and puzzling absence from the spotlight.
Just, you know, smiling and being around the fight game. I miss Errol Spence around the fight game, and it looked like to me that the fans missed Errol Spence, and I think he deserves that. You lose one time. I told you he wasn't nothing. I told you he ain't never fought nobody, and as soon as he fought that guy, that was gonna happen. And we gotta change that, because Errol Spence is a guy that has always fought the best competition. He's always looked for the best challenges. He was a guy that said and coined the phrase, I don't do tune-ups. I respect it. I believe in tune-ups. Give me my gimme fight, and then I'll go fight him. That ain't Errol Spence. Errol Spence has had detached retinas, horrific car accident that almost took his life. And he comes right back and fights a #1 contender, a top contender, or another champion. So for me, it was great seeing him.
But now that quiet has been broken. The talk isn't just rumors anymore. It's real. Errol Spence Jr. is set to return this July, and he's not easing back in with an easy opponent. He's jumping straight into the fire. Instead of chasing a simple paycheck, he's going after a fight that adds to his legacy. What makes this return so divided isn't only the long time away, it's where it's happening. Reports say this bout won't take place in Las Vegas or at Spence's home ground inside AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Instead, he's said to be heading overseas to Australia.
Errol Spence, at one point in time, was top 3 biggest stars in boxing. He was doing 350,000 pay-per-views. Just to give you a comparison, Gervonta Tank Davis is considered one of the cash cows. He's only done one pay-per-view over 300,000, and that's with Ryan Garcia. Errol Spence did it 3 times. He did 350,000 with Mikey Garcia, 325,000 with Sean Porter, 325,000 with Danny Garcia. Right? And Errol Spence was doing big gates. $2.5 million for the return of Errol Spence is disrespectful. And you mean to tell me Errol Spence has to travel to Australia? And many people feel like it's a setup for Errol Spence to go to Australia because we already know. We saw what happened with Manny Pacquiao over there when he fought Jeff Horn, right? Again, I think Errol Spence is not. I think Errol Spence going to stop Tim Tszyu. I think many people going to underestimate Errol Spence. But the element of surprise will be over once he fights Tim Tszyu. We've seen this. We've seen the comeback now. To make your comeback in the States, if you Errol Spence, is worth more than $2.5 million. It's worth more than that.
For a star who once pulled in 350,000 pay-per-view sales and packed out some of the biggest venues in boxing, accepting a $2.5 million payday to compete on foreign soil feels unusual. Many fans are already questioning. They see the smaller purse and the long trip, and they wonder if this is a sign he's looking for one last check, or even worse, that a former champion is being pushed into a dangerous fight on someone else's home turf.
Errol the True Spence Jr. making his ring return nearly 3 years out the ring. This is scheduled to take place in June. So the 2 target dates is saying June 8th or June 16th, right? In Australia. And Errol Spence is going to receive a purse of $2.5 million.
Think back to Manny Pacquiao against Jeff Horn. Boxing fans still remember how risky it can be for a visiting star to rely on the judges in Australia. But the real surprise isn't just the venue, it's who will be in the corner. For the first time as a pro, Errol Spence Jr. won't be making that walk with Derek James. Their bond seemed solid, the backbone of his run as a unified champion. Yet after the loss to Crawford, things clearly changed. Now Spence has been seen training with Hall of Famer Roy Jones Jr., and the rumors are everywhere. Key to reshaping a 35-year-old fighter whose body has endured a 170 mph Ferrari crash and several surgeries. Or is this a last roll of the dice from someone who understands his natural abilities may not be what they once were? Roy Jones insists Spence still has what it takes.
I mean, I'm supposed to go work with him some tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'm going to Dallas tomorrow to work with him a little bit, and I'll see where he at, see where we can help him get back to, because I do want to see him get back on that horse and ride again. Those fans at that fight the weekend, they want to see him get back on the horse and ride again. Yes. So if anything we can do to help him out, I'm going to go see what I can do to help get him back on the horse. And like I said, I don't have to be his trainer. I just want to help him get going and see what he can do. If he likes it, cool, just get back up. Sometimes we all go through these things, but the main thing is, can you get up from it? You're not judged by how you go down, it's how you get up. So all of us want to see him get up. And if he just had one more fight just for the fun of it, just say, okay, I'm gonna go out on my shield, I'm gonna go out right, I'm cool with that too. But I am gonna definitely go. I'm gonna go help him out tomorrow. Start working with him. I'm gonna try to give him a couple of days of work, see where he at, and help him try to make a good, smart decision. And if he got it, he gonna go with it. I'm sure. He wouldn't come to that arena if he wasn't thinking about it. So he was lit up in that arena. He loved that fan support. You could tell he was in his element, and that made me happier than anything, because he was glowing in that element. That means he still got it, and he wants to be in the element again.
And when you talk about the weight change, stepping up to junior middleweight brings a whole new risk. Spence built his career as a big, strong welterweight, pushing opponents around with his physical edge. At 154 pounds, that advantage won't be as clear. He won't walk in as the naturally bigger fighter anymore. He's going up against Tim Tszyu, a fighter who is natural at this weight and carries the same old-school drive that helped his father, Kostya Tszyu, become a legend.
The reason why is I've been saying I don't need to see Errol Spence back. I mean, I don't even know if I want him back. Right? He ain't been the same. I don't. And now that they announced him back, I'm like, ah! Ah! I know some of you Bud buddies are gonna be out there like, yeah, soon as Bud retire, now you want to come back. Which I think that could get Bud out of retirement. If Errol Spence knocks out Tim Tszyu and then call out Bud Crawford, that'll get his ass back. And listen, Charlo been out. If Errol Spence were to beat Tim Tszyu and then beat Charlo, that's crazy. And I'm gonna tell you, the fight with him and Tim Tszyu, that's not a certainty. We don't know how Errol Spence looked, but what I do like is that he took time off.
Oh yeah, Errol Spence. Yeah, Errol Spence is back. He back. He ain't the big fish no more. Nah, not the big fish no more, man. But you know, the one thing that I'm looking at and I analyze him and I'm looking at his ass, I'm like, his eyes do look better. The motherfuckers ain't like cross, you know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers ain't low like that either, you know, like, I'm like, man, this motherfucker high before he fight. What the hell going on with Errol Spence, right? So, you know, his eyes look better. They look like the rest. The rest was good for his body. You know, when you training since you a little boy, man, early, and you train all them years, man, and having that time off, man, I'm pretty sure it done wonders for his damn body, done wonders for his damn brain as well. You know, but I'll tell you this, I ain't gonna never doubt a motherfucker that get thrown out of a car going 175 miles an hour, whatever the hell the speed was, man, and came out of that joint with a scratch, man. Yeah, I know he had some internal shit, but I'm just saying, the man's still living. There's a reason why. This dude is a miracle. Yeah, Errol Spence is a walking miracle, man.
Tszyu is coming off a brutal battle with Sebastian Fundora. He's younger, staying busy, and in his physical prime. While Spence has been taking time to recover and fix his eyes, Tszyu has been going through hard fights and staying sharp.
And some rumors floating around a potential Tim Tszyu, Errol Spence.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Because that's wild if it was to happen.
I think that's a beautiful fight for both guys. You know, I kind of know this from seeing Keith Thurman try to come back after injuries and things like that. Keith didn't want to come back against a no-name, you know, but he didn't want to come back against the biggest names, you know. This is a fight right here where both these guys have significant names. Their in-ring experiences haven't been the best lately. And, you know, truthfully, I think that this could be a 50-50 fight. If anything, I would lean towards Tim, even though he's been through some crashes of his own recently, pun intended. He's still been active, and that's the difference between him and Errol at this point. But I think it's a beautiful fight, 50-50 fight. I think the fight makes a whole lot of sense. Boxing, please make that one happen.
Spence Tszyu, this is something that is an actual real thing, isn't it?
I mean, the talk is, but I've also heard Charlo too. You know, Charlo as well. So, listen. 2 and 2 makes 4, right? You use your common sense. The Tim is a PBC guy in the States. These guys are PBC guys. You look for the correct possible matchup at this stage in their careers. You know, it starts to make sense. You know, so you don't
see it.
How do I see it? I don't know. I mean, Spence hasn't fought in decades. Feels like, you know, even Charlo. So I don't know. How do you know what's left out of those guys mentally, physically? You don't know. You know. Obviously, with Tim, there's a lot of question marks. He's just come back with a win, but at least Tim is trying to stay busy and active. With those guys, it's hard to say because you haven't seen them. You don't know how their training's going, if their training is even going, and how they are mentally and physically at this point in their life and their careers.
Fans are divided in this fight. Some believe the long break will have Spence refreshed and stronger than ever. Others think the time away from the ring could cost him badly against a forward, moving pressure fighter like Tszyu.
Like I said, he took awful lot of punishment in those fights. You know, he took awful lot of punishment in those fights. And I guess I just keep him winning. You know, I don't know if he's going to fight again. Is he going to fight one more time before Spence or what?
Yes, he is actually. He's actually having another tune-up in between.
Good. Oh, well, then it's great. It's good. It's good. You know, and they're going to fight this year, too. Good. You know, he at least, like I say, Spence is fighting the guy.
He fought three times last year. Oh, bring it back. Remember the gash?
Yeah.
And then he broke, and that was 12 rounds. That went 12 right there. Yeah. And then Bakram was a 3rd round KO. He got stopped in the 3rd round.
Right.
He stops Joey Spencer in the 4th round.
Okay.
Then he goes 7 rounds with Fundora. He gets stopped. Remember they threw in the towel?
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that?
Not really, I swear. I couldn't.
That's crazy because I remember I interviewed you and you was like, I don't know why he stopped, because he was the round that he stopped, he was actually doing better. But
Okay, so he fought. Okay, then he had them 2 wins.
And then and he got 1 win, and then he got Anthony Vasquez 1 win.
Okay.
She was an 18-0 fighter, Puerto Rican fighter from our way.
Okay, so he won. He got stopped by Fundora in the 2nd fight. Wow, can't remember that. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I might vaguely now, but yeah. So anyway, good stuff for Errol Spence. Like to see him come back, and that's not a bad opponent. At least he's a named opponent, and like again with all the things included for Spence, I think nobody can complain about that. A lot of people just want to see him back in the ring.
Fans are divided on this fight. Some believe the long break will have Spence refreshed and stronger than ever. Others think the time away from the ring could cost him badly against a forward, moving pressure fighter like Tszyu.
I mean, I feel like Errol is the bigger name, the more proven fighter, but at the same time, it's going to be Errol's first time fighting at 154. So because it's his first fight at 54, it's kind of equal. Like, Tim Tszyu got more experience at 54, but like I said, he also took more punishment. I just think it's a perfect fight. It's almost perfect for both of them, because if Tim Tszyu if he beat Errol Spence, he goes on an exclusive list. But if Errol Spence beats Tim Tszyu, then he gets back on his horse and he's able to ride again. You feel me? He's not the top echelon, but he's a good fighter. He's a good name. This is a fight that is perfect for Errol Spence. Errol Spence don't like so-called tune-ups, but this is a guy who took some damage. At the same time, it's a test because Errol's going up to 54. Errol's never fought at 54. He's fought around 54 earlier in his career. He came in about 51, 52, shit like that, but never, at the top level, or at least at a good level at 54. So I feel like it's a good fight for him. It's not, I don't know how anybody could judge him. Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He lost to a great fighter. Cool. It happens. It's boxing. You know what I mean?
Big dogs at the moment, Mel, Charlo, Twin Charlo, and we also got Tim Tszyu. A lot of fans are saying, hey,
line them up.
A lot of fans would like to see that fight against Tim Tszyu, 2 hard-hitting punchers. Could we possibly see that fight at the end of the year against Mel or even Tim Tszyu? Would a fight with
Yeah.
Even if it going down another
you heard what he said. Like, he's ready to go. He's clear here mentally, and he's clear in his health and knowing what he's at in his career, as far as his weight, his focus on what he want to do and what he want to accomplish. So he understands now that break he had, the best thing for him. You never know where blessings come. They come in all disguises. And I believe, and I'm saying this quote, biggest blessing that he got was that time off. The conversations are serious. They are serious enough to say that there's a chance that it should happen and it will happen.
You want to see how Tim looks, and hopefully he gets the dub. I'm pretty sure he'll be fighting Australia or whatever in his tune-up. You don't know how Spence looks. You have to see him train, but that's different. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard to look at him against Crawford and be like, yeah, he doesn't have the goods anymore, because that's Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford got people saying Canelo's finished. For some reason, when Crawford fights you, bro, you look finished as hell, right? I mean, Shakur got the same effect on people. You know, actually Tank does too, except for Lamont Roach. People thought Frank Martin was just never good, right? But then you looking at him like on this comeback, you're like, no, he was always good. But like Shakur doing that with T.O., they like, yeah, T.O., he's overrated, overhyped. That's what happens. So you can't look at that. If Errol Spence if Bud were to come back and that rematch were to happen, it would kind of remind me of Roy Jones B-Hop too, right? So it'll just kind of just be like for those who love them too, love both of them.
And this isn't only about a belt. There's real tension adding fuel to this comeback. Talk surrounding Spence's relationship with former stablemate Jermall Charlo has become ugly. When he was asked about possibly fighting Charlo, Spence didn't stay quiet, hinting that people already know what happened during their sparring sessions. Charlo has made it clear he wants that fight. For Spence, beating Tszyu is the only path to locking in that huge grudge match, or maybe even landing the Canelo sweepstakes that every boxer dreams about. The pressure is massive. It's legacy against harsh truth. Experience and patience against youth and hunger.
Man, he was thinking in the Terrell Goucher fight, he was talking smack as well, you know? Trash, that's what he was saying, trash. Look, once I get Harrison out, Charlo, and then I'll have Errol Spence.
On that, he got the perfect style. If everything is all right, everybody asks me, oh, what do you think about Roy Jones? Roy Jones ain't gonna make no damn difference. I mean, it don't matter, man. Or Errol Spence, he's one of those fighters that know how to fight. He know how to fight. Errol Spence know what the hell he got to do. Errol Spence is the master of the basics. He know what the hell he got to do. Ain't nothing gonna change. He gonna let them hands go. He gonna take it to Tim Tszyu, you know. And Tim Tszyu is one of those guys, you know, stand right in front of you. He ain't one of them guys that pick up his feet and move. Nah, and Tim Tszyu little brother better than him. He better than him. Tim Tszyu brother probably be whooping his ass in sparring. Yeah, he be whooping his ass. I already know he do. Yeah, lefty, he be moving his head side. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know he be whooping his ass in the gym for real, but they don't be talking about it. But yeah, I think Errol Spence, I think he gonna beat Tim Tszyu. He gonna knock him out. Tim Tszyu is done. He 31 and he done.
On that night in July, we'll see if Errol Spence Jr. is still the big fish. That's it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you don't miss any of our future uploads. And be sure to drop your opinion in the comments below. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.
A lot of fighters that are maybe not ranked right now, but are still killers, like your Charlos, like your Errol Spencers, if we do see him again. Do you think those guys make a comeback? And I guess you all are back at the top of that.
100%.
That together.
That's the thing.
Is that what you're thinking?
That's exactly where my vision is at. You know, I'll get back to the top.
This video on Boxing Ring is created for educational, informational, and commentary purposes only. All boxing highlights, analysis, and discussions are shared for sports awareness, news, and review. We do not promote violence, harmful behavior, or unsafe imitation. All content is used in accordance with YouTube's fair use and community guidelines and fully researched based from updated resources. Viewer discretion is advised.